Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Aha! Just kidding. Y si tú quieres cambiar tu vida, if you want to change your life, then subscribe. Ching! And by the way, guys, I just published a book out on Amazon called Shabbat in Chicago. It's about an audacious single mom who opens her heart and home to five adopted kids while embracing her Latino culture while being Jewish. And I also put out a documentary based on my book called Shabbat in the Shy. Check it out on YouTube. And today we have a very special guest who I consider a brother, a friend, the one and only Maj. Woo!
Thank you for having me, brother. Thank you for having me, man. Excited to be here.
Yeah. You know, ladies, take it easy, take it easy. You know, your turn's coming up, okay? You gotta say it. He ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
But look, brother, I wanted to say, right, you know, for our fans to get to know us a little bit, you know, one of my first moments I met you, it was at the hotel, and I came to help out. You came to help out as well.
Yeah.
And when I saw you there, I'm like, man, he's a cool guy. I was like, wow, you know, like really laid back. And then I met you again at Tristan's birthday, one of his birthdays. I don't remember which one, but it
Was
was
it Bellagio?
yeah, Blasio. Yep.
Yeah, the Bellagio one was fun.
Yeah. So my boy had my boy Tristan had a suite, and I see Maj, and Maj is real cool. Like we're kicking it, and I could tell he's a fun person because he's getting everyone together. Everyone's ready to like party and like have a good time, and those are the people you want to be around with because I'm the kind of guy like if someone's too quiet, they're not really engaging, then I kind of stay away. But like someone like Maj, you could tell with his energy, he wants to have a good time. So that was my first impression, brother. What about you? What do you remember when we first met, brother?
Dude, I'm gonna have to be right there with you. I remember 2P when we first met. And one thing about the Westin, it's a crazy ass location, right? Anybody who comes in to help is like they come in freaked out, a little anxious, they're like not sure what's going on. And I met David, and David came in laughing. You were laughing, you were bringing the energy, and you were like, yeah, this is another day. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, I like this guy's energy, man. You can put this guy anywhere, and he'll stand on his feet. Usually, people will be anxious, helping over there in a busy location and stuff. But dude, you came in, you were grounded, you were having fun. I love the energy. I'm a very extrovert, so like my energy is high most of the time. I like talking to people, and that was the day I knew we'd be like a good match, our energies and stuff. And then when we met in Tristan's birthday party, I don't remember much. I was a little drunk, but I know it was a good time, man.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that, brother. That was good. That was nice. And please, if you could share too, like, tell us a little bit about your background, brother. If you were born and raised in Vegas, and then if not, tell us like your journey, your childhood. Growing up, and then coming here. Please.
Yeah, man. So I was born and raised in Dubai. My roots are Syrian, so my family, mom and dad, is from Syria. But I was born and raised in Dubai, and I grew up there. But every summer for like 2 3 months, I would go to Syria and go, live at my grandma's house for 2 3 years, see how it is over there. It's a little simpler over there. Still considered a third world country. So, like whenever we needed milk and stuff, I'd go to the neighbor's house. She had a cow, and she'll give us like a bucket of milk. That's kind of how things work over there in my little village. But growing up in Dubai, it's a major city, so it wasn't a huge adjustment moving from Dubai to Vegas. Also, it can be challenging in Dubai for some people because it's so diverse, so many cultures that you indulge yourself in, and you have to be like easily adaptable to all different people, all different opinions and perspectives. But moving to Vegas, I could see the exact same thing. You rarely meet people and they're like, "Yeah, I'm from Vegas, born and raised." There's people out there, but it's like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm from here and moved here. Oh, I'm from here." So I felt like I belonged when I moved to Vegas. That was a big thing for me. My adaptability and flexibility with people, like just coming from a place that's so diverse, made it a lot easier for me to connect with people over here. Now, I'll tell you, my first 2 years were not easy. So I was in Dubai till I was 17, right? When I hit 17, I wanted to go to college. I didn't know where to go. So me and my buddy were like, hey, let's go apply to somewhere in Las Vegas. Because we loved Las Vegas, just seeing it off TV and stuff. We're like, yeah, UNLV, dude, let's do it. So we applied to Vegas, to UNLV. We get accepted, take a flight, come here. Mind you, we're 17, right? So we had a casino hotel room booked. And the first thing that's happened to us, first thing, stepping my foot in America, got to the casino, trying to check in. They're like, oh, you got to be 21. They're like, you're not even 18 yet. So that was the first hurdle, man. Mind you, we don't know nobody here. We still haven't got our international numbers. So we had to find some some cab guy, and we trusted this guy, dude. He looked like he was 4 and 2, and we were like, "Hey, man, like you gotta help us." He was like, "I know just a place," and this guy takes us to the sketchiest motel in Vegas. But guess what? We stay there a week. And then during that time, we find another motel, a little better place, and we stay there for 3 weeks after that until we found our apartment, settled down, and yeah, dude, 9 years in, went to college, changed my major like 3 times, graduated with something I didn't think I'd graduate in, and we're in the same company now, dude. One thing I've always done wherever I was at in my journey. I'm blessed to be where I'm at right now, but one thing I've always done wherever I'm at, even at my lowest, I just took a moment and thank God, man, for wherever I was, because I know as bad as it was for me sometimes, there's people who's had it worse.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that kept me grounded and kept me resilient and pushing forward and pushing forward.
Wow, brother. No, that's amazing. And just the fact that, and Dubai is I'm not gonna lie, Dubai is a very big city. I like that Fast and Furious they filmed in Dubai.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. You had T-Pain there being the DJ and all those nice cars and the beach. I mean, brother, I'm not gonna lie, Dubai looks like better than Miami. It looks like a whole different like I mean, you had to have some stories like doing stuff in Dubai because I don't like tell us like is there like a lot of restrictions compared to Vegas or would you
That's a good question. You know what? There is some restrictions, but it's not half as much as people think. Because I've heard some people say some crazy stuff, and I'm like, guys, it's like Dubai is the Miami of the Middle East, right? So maybe we're restricted on stuff like pot. You can't be smoking pot in public. Just but you could get it. You could get it. You could do it privately. You could dress however you like. You can be whoever you want. Go out till whatever time you like. Matter of fact, clubs in Dubai are popping till 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. While here a lot of clubs close at 3 a.m. But back home we keep going, dude. And I've had so many stories, man.
please can you share a little bit? I'm very curious, please, brother.
Oh man, okay, I got a good one for you. So one time I was 16 years old, and back home the driving age is 18, right? You can't get a instruction permit, you can't get a driver's license, you can't get none of those until you're 18. So I was 16. It was about 11 p.m. And my buddies all want to go out, and my parents is asleep. So I'm like, I'll steal the car. I'll take my parents' car. So, dude, we go out. We hit the club. We had all fake IDs to go into the club. It's 21 plus, but we all had fake IDs, right? We go to the club, and it's a nice car, dude. My dad had a Porsche at the time. It was a
Whoa.
Porsche convertible. It was a really nice car. That's why I wanted to steal it. Otherwise, I would have just took a cab. And true story. So we go to the club. At that time, I didn't like to drink much. Probably had like a couple of drinks. I was sober enough to drive for sure. My buddies were getting slammed. So we leave the club about 3:30 a.m. And driving back home, there's a random checkpoint. So this is something we do back home, right? Random checkpoints. And I'm like, I'm not drunk, hopefully everything will be fine. So, I'll trying to pass through it. I'm like, this guy's probably not even going to stop me, he'll weigh me down. So this guy ends up stopping me. The police officer ends up stopping me, and he's like, pull to the left. And I'm like, dude, I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I just need your driver's license and registration. And I'm like, I got my registration, but forgot my license. He's like, where is it? I'm like, I just don't have it. He's like, do you not have it on you, or do you not have one, period? And I'm like, I don't have it, man, period. He's like, all right, we're gonna tow this car. I'm like, please, man, like my dad doesn't even know. He was like, matter of fact, we're gonna tow the car. You're coming with us to the police station. So I might as well call him because he's about to find out. So they end up taking me to the police station at 4 a.m. man. And my buddy came with me, the guy who was with me too. And I just didn't have it in me to call my dad at the time. Wake him up at 4 a.m. like, hey, I took the car, but also I got pulled over. Hey, and they're towing it too, dude. So my buddy ends up calling his dad, and he's like, "Can you bail us out?" And his dad comes through at 4 a.m. in the morning. He bails us out. Next morning, I'm like, "Hey guys, like the car is not here. You don't have to go to the car because it's not here." And they're like, "What happened?" I tell them like, "I just confess. At that point, you just got to confess because there's no coming back from that." And I just confess, and my dad is like, "You should have called me, dude." It's like, my buddy works at the police station over there. He would have just let you go and took the car and came back. And I'm like, you just say that now. He's like, no, seriously, like you should have called me. Moving forward, you call me in these situations. And I was like, you know what? Moving forward, I will call you. But that was around the time that I was just about to go on my Syria trip for 2 months. So, I wasn't too worried. 2 weeks from there, I did go back to Syria. And after 2 weeks, they released the car. So the impound was for 2 weeks. It was like a ticket or a punishment, something that we do back home. If you get, like drunk driving, they're going to impound the car for 2 weeks. Driving without a license, impound the car for 2 weeks. Dangerous driving, impound the car for 2 weeks. But yeah, that was some interesting story, man.
Whoa, that's that. I gotta be honest. I wasn't expecting that, brother. That was a pretty good story. That I like that, and it's good that you being a son, right? In your conscience, your heart, you feel like you had to be honest with your father. You couldn't lie to him.
Absolutely, man. I mean, dude, I thank God to this day that I wasn't able to get any chicks from the club because that would have been embarrassing. Because everybody thought I was 21.
Oh man, no, that's good, brother. I like that. And brother, please tell us too. Like, what was your major that you graduated with?
I graduated with project management, which was like 60% IT based and 40% actual construction.
Wow.
And yeah, project manager for construction. And I did work in construction for about a month after I graduated, but figured it's not for me. I left it. I moved to a marketing company because I can sell you know what I'm saying?
No, that's good. That's good, brother. That's good. And I want to share something too. For people out there who don't know, but yesterday I had a really special get together at my house, and it was Maj's first time coming to my house. He knew all my friends already. It was the same group, but it was so cool because when Maj came in, he said to me, "David, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, ask me anything." He goes, "Is today?" And then before you ask the question, Tristan goes, David likes when you ask questions.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Tristan said. And I said, yeah, he is right. And then you said, I want to know if this is like a Jewish holiday. That's why you're meeting up on Tuesday. And I said, no, it's actually just like kind of like a session. Like we get together. I like to call it soul session, or the midrash class. We get together and we share different ideas, and the beautiful part is that we're learning together because we're learning different culture, different practices, different faiths. But at the end, we realize we're all connected. And brother, if you could share too, how was it for you, like coming to your first time there and seeing everybody and hearing different ideas and stuff and the lesson about humble. What do you remember from that?
I remember a lot, man. That definitely resonated with me. First, I want to thank you for having me on that day. I'm pretty sure it was special for you. You did tell me how special it is for you, and you honor it and hold these get-togethers on these days to talk about the midrash.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you got it. I like it. Perfect pronunciation. You got it.
So we did talk about being humble, and you shared your story with your rabbi, where you asked him, you told him, "Hey, I'm gonna have some classes in my house now, or like get-togethers. We're not gonna call them classes because you don't want to take that away, from him, or you want to be as humble as possible, man." And I, during my life, realized that being quiet speaks volumes, man. One thing that I abide by and follow is you meet these people every day, people who just are like a know it all, right? But really, the people who know it all are the people who know when they don't know. Have you heard that before?
Yep.
So when I don't know, I don't like to speak. I like to listen. I like to listen and learn, and I'm fine with saying I don't know, rather than try to hop onto an answer. You meet these people every day where they're like, "Oh yeah, I know, I got it." I'm like, "Are you sure you got it?" Like, "Hey, let me show you." That's why I'm asking you. I'm not asking you so you can tell me the answer. I want to show you, right? So knowing when you don't know, that's when you're wise, and that's also humble. Um, my dad, I'm gonna mention my dad a lot because I learned a lot from him. Man, he's my hero. He's my idol. Always, whenever you ask my dad, like, "How are you doing?" He won't say great. He won't say fine. He won't say bad. He won't say good. He would say something like, "Blessed. We're in God's blessings," and that's being as humble as possible, man. Whether he was at his peak, whether he was at his rock bottom, he'd always say, I'm blessed." And that's something I've learned to always say whenever somebody's asked me. I'm blessed, man. Wherever I'm at in my life, I'm blessed. Uh, but going back to the midrash, you know what I liked about the midrash, man? In any different setting, you put people with different backgrounds like that. Like we had a Jewish person, we had a Muslim person, we had a Christian person, and we even had an atheist, dude, on the same table.
Yep.
We in any other setting, that would turn into a debate, like why my way is better, or why my way is the right way, or why the way I do things is the right way. But instead, everybody was sharing their piece, and we were talking about why we're all similar, why this is all similar, right? And that was the biggest thing for me, man. And reading whether it's the Torah, the Bible, or the Quran, I think there is great things to learn from in any of these books. And I think most of it is very similar, man. If you don't believe in maybe like a story or two, you don't have to, but like the overall of it is about being a good person. And I think that's what really like made it for me during the midrash is like us not debating, but really just like we're realizing that we're all similar, man.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. That was good. I could tell you pay attention. I appreciate it. You're winning points, brother. By the way, you're winning points.
I'll take
Uh
it.
No, but it is true. I think that that's what we're missing. I think that a lot of, the media, right? It likes to show one angle of a situation. And if people can understand others' religion, their faith, their history, we won't have stereotypes. We won't have bad images of that particular group. And we start having more sympathy for one another because now we're like, wow, as a brother, I have to help my sister, my friend, whoever, right? I gotta do charity. I gotta do tzedakah, right? I gotta do anything to give back. And I think that's very beautiful when people can realize that you're not alone. We have each other. There's a reason why, you know, this had to happen. And I think it's really nice too that when you came yesterday, and I was so happy you came. You're like, it's something that you shared, and it was nice that you got to share this. You're like, in school, they would teach you about the Quran and the stories, and it was like part of the curriculum. Like we learn, of course, the basics, but we learn also the Quran, and that's how we were raised. And other the people in the room, they were like, yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't. They just kept it, separate, or we just didn't have any of that. So I thought that was really nice. You got to share that, and also too, just the more and more I'm learning about you and Ali too, is that how some of the words in Arabic is so similar to Hebrew. Like when we were talking about how Aleph is the first letter in Hebrew, in Arabic it's how you say it, brother? Uh,
Aleph.
Aleph. You see, it's so close.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like when we say, for example, we say father is Abba, and Arabic is Baba, right?
Baba,
So
yeah, Baba or Abi.
I'll be right. So you see, it's very close. So it's nice when I was sharing some words. You guys already knew what it meant because you already put it together. Like, oh, I know what he's talking about right here. I didn't even have to translate.
The Mishkan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, there you go, brother. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're doing good. You're doing. No, but yeah, it's really nice how like for sure, 100%. Like people don't want to admit, but at the end of the days, Muslims and Jewish, they're more in common and closer and like cousins in a way because our
100%, man. And sorry to cut you off, but going back to the media thing, media. I'm a firm believer that media companies, like especially news channels, are pushing an agenda. They're pushing the agenda that's given to them. All they're showing you is why this person is bad or why this group is different. But in today's age, man, where there's social media and we're creating that media, the people is, you can see how things are changing. You can see how people are opening their eyes and they're like, you know what, that's not right what I was told when I was young. That's not right what I see on the TV. Like the globalization, dude, and the way we can us from over here can talk to people in Syria or Africa or Asia and connect on things is just insane. I think it's just bringing us more together into unity
yeah.
versus separating the agenda of the main media, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, and I think it was cool too, brother. If I can add that, we went to a Lebanon festival, and that was my first time in Vegas. So cool. We had shawarma. We had it was nice. They had music, belly dancing. They had so many things to do, and like you said, me and Tristan, right? We stand out. It's okay, but we felt we had a good time. It was nice to be somewhere else, but to experience a different culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need more of, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a nice festival, man. It was all inclusive. Everybody was invited, and dude, the foods were really good.
Oh
That was
yeah.
my food.
What's your favorite like growing up dish like that you grew up eating like from your house that it's
From
like yeah, that's your favorite meal like from your culture that you're like this is a must like always.
Okay, so mine would be something in Arabic we call wara anab, which translates to grape leaves. But really, what it is grape leaves that are either like pickled or I don't know exactly what they do to them, but they become soft. They become super dark green. and they stuff them. They stuff them with either a rice and like salad mixing or some beef, and they roll it. They throw it in the oven for hours with some potato on top, some chicken, so it comes out really juicy, man. It's like all these bunch of rolled grape leaves that are rolled stuffed things inside, chicken on top, some potato. Man, my mouth is watering right now. Dude, this is my favorite meal of all time, and you have to try it from like a mom. You have to try it. It can be done in a restaurant. The way they do it in restaurants is just never the same. This is something I recommend everybody to try.
Wow. I gotta try, brother. You're getting me hungry too. You're getting me hungry. And,
Find
and
a friend, tell them, hey, can your mom cook us some grape leaves one day? I want to try.
I like that. I like that. Please, please don't forget. And brother, one of my last questions before we wrap up. You know what, something that stood out that you just shared recently is how your dad is your hero. Can you share more about that? Like, why does he mean so much to you? What does he what has he done for you that made him become the hero he is for you in your life? Like, I think that's a beautiful thing. I barely hear people say that about their parents, and I think it's amazing that you look up to him. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Absolutely, man. So, first and foremost, all the hard work that I do on a daily basis is a way of me trying to give back to my mom and dad. But my dad specifically, first of all, my dad was present, man. He was present in my life. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She wanted to work, but my dad didn't want her to work. He was like, "Hey, like, I prefer if you stay in the house, right? I want you guys to, do your thing. Let me do the hard work." So that's one thing that inspired me. I mean, inspires me a lot on a daily basis, and also that's one of the reasons he's my hero. It's his hard work, his selflessness, because everything he did, like my dad really never bought nice things for us. I mean, for himself. Sorry, he bought a bunch of things for us, nothing for himself, dude. When we were in the house, so my dad works in used car sales. He's in the car business, as I am right now. So he'd bring different cars home, right? Based on what he buys, what he sells. But one thing about him, dude, my dad always drove like the simplest car ever. The simplest car ever. In our industry, we would call it the Mirage. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Home would drive, the Range Rovers, and then once I got a license, he gave me the nice cars and stuff. But for him, it didn't matter. He was super humble. He was selfless. He till this day he asked me, he's like, all I do is for you guys. I don't want none of it. What I want from my life is my kids to be successful and for you guys to live a comfortable life. And that's what I'm here for. That's one thing that he reminds us a lot. Whenever we try to give him a gift or something, my dad doesn't like to take it. He gets irritated. He's like, just buy yourself stuff. Don't buy me anything. I'm good. I don't need it. You guys are my gift. That's what he always says, dude. So, yeah, he means a lot to me, inspires me. Even when I moved to the US, like my first 2 years, I didn't have a job. My first year, I didn't have a job at all. My second year, I didn't have a stable job. If it wasn't for him, I would have been probably homeless, man. There was some nights that maybe I didn't have enough money for food, but I didn't want to tell him, dude, because I was so embarrassed by how much he already provided. So I chose to stay quiet and not ask for anything because I'm already embarrassed of how much he's providing to me.
Wow.
Yeah, so he means the world to me, man. He means the world to me. Everything I do on a daily basis is a way I'm trying to retire my dad with, actually.
Wow. And do you guys talk on the phone a lot? Like every day almost?
Almost every day. I try to talk to them almost every day. Yeah.
That's good, brother. That's good. Wow, that's beautiful, man. I'm proud of you, and I think you know your father's very lucky to have a son like you, and I think that by you seeing how great he's been with you, and taking the time to teach you things and spending time with you and providing, I feel like you want to do the same when you have kids. You want to do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about that on a daily basis. Actually, I'm like, when I have kids, like, how am I gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? But if I can be the same father that my dad was to me, I'll be blessed, man. Can't ask for anything more. And thank you for your kind words, David. They really mean a lot, man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, brother. I think honestly, one thing I think you should do, and you're gonna love this idea.
Yeah.
I feel like if you write a book about your father, just saying, you're gonna love this. My mentor told me, my rabbi actually, he said that the greatest gift a child can give to their parents is writing a book about them, because their parents, when they see the book, right? Not only they can see how nice you talk about them, but they see, wow, my son really took the time to, share his experience with him. And then he could reflect, wow, I've done a lot, for my son. He starts seeing things, but also it actually, you become like you're building a legacy. So when your kids get older, and let's say they only know a little bit about grandpa, they just say a little bit, they can look back and read the chapter about something about your dad, and they be like, wow, grandpa looks like amazing, like I want to be like him. You see what I'm saying? It's like planting a seed,
Yeah.
and it's like, this is your story. And your dad, I'm gonna tell you this. This is between us, but when the moment you write the book and you give it to your father, I'm not lying, brother. The hug he's gonna give you, and he's gonna cry. I'm not gonna lie, but it's one of the best feelings. I'm being honest, that I got from my mom. When I gave it to her, she cried. She hugged me real tight. She's never been more proud of me than anything I've done. She's like, this is amazing. Now, when she goes to the grocery stores or anywhere, she's always carrying my book. And she goes, look, guys, my son made a book about me. Like, my mom would share it because she's so excited that she can reflect too, like all her life too, like everything she's done. So I wanted to share that with you, brother, because I think that would be a beautiful piece. I could already see this a New York Times bestseller. I already could see it, brother. I didn't want to spoil it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's huge, man. Actually, yeah, that's it's a great idea, bro. On on my junior or senior year in college, they wanted us to write an essay about our idol, and my dad was my idol, and I wrote like a paper on him. And then towards the end of it, they were like, "We want you guys to share that with who your idol was." And I was like, "Oh, perfect!" Like I can share it with my idol, he can read it because it's my dad, dude. But yeah, the tearing up and all that, 100% true, and that's a great idea to write a book. I'll definitely put in some time with that. I'd love to write a book about my dad, man.
Yeah, and let me know, I can help you, because I've done one. So any tips, I'm here, brother. Just call me. I'm here Monday through Friday. You know what I'm
Sweet.
saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give me a call. I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be nice, bro. I think it'd be nice. Well, look, it looks like Zoom about to kick me out. So, real quick, guys, this is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! Y'all know
And
where to find me. And y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the Outlet to Reality. My Snapchat's Take One Pass It. My TikTok is at Yaakov28. And Brother Maj, where can my fans find you?
they can find me on Instagram, dude. Follow me on Instagram at M Zainedin. That's MZEINEDDIN _.